So, self-harm, how do we deal with it? Well, I'm gonna give you guys a few tips on how to help with self-harm and how to deal with the urges when you feel like it's all just gonna get too much and you need to self-harm. Okay, so the first tip that I can give you guys is if you are actually thinking about recovering from self-harm or just want to try and stop, I wouldn't cut it off completely. So don't just say one day after self-harming for I don't know, years or months that okay, I'm not gonna self-harm ever again, because it really doesn't work like that. Because if you just cut it off cold turkey, just I'm never gonna do it again, you will probably do it again. It's a process that you've got to keep working at, and if you just keep working on it and say right, okay, I haven't done it today, let's see if tomorrow I can't do it, take it each day as it comes rather than I'm never going to do it again. That's definitely one thing that has helped me through a lot of things is just take it each day as it comes, because it gets your hopes up too much that things are going to be great and that you're never going to self-harm again, and then if you self-harm, then oh my god, I'm a failure, and then you're back to square one, you start self-harming again. Another tip number 2, write a list of things down, write distractions down. So sort of I'm trying to think of distractions. So watching the TV, that's definitely a big help. Video games, just being on your computer in general, go on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is the best. Maybe going outside, go for a walk, go to the shops, go see a friend or a family member. Maybe even just stroke your cat or your dog or something. That sounds kind of rude. I didn't mean it like that. But just anything that will distract your mind for even if it's for 5 minutes, to get you out of that feeling of I need to self-harm, it's all getting too much, I need to cut myself. So distractions, write a list down and pick as many as you want to help, and sometimes they might not work, sometimes they will, but you will find the ones that do work for you, because sometimes video games will work for somebody but it won't work for somebody else, or watching the TV will work for somebody but it won't work for the other person, and basically. Also avoiding your triggers. So if you know what your triggers are, sharp objects, for instance, if you go into a kitchen and there's a whole rack of knives or something, that's not the best place for you to be at that time. So being somewhere where you can be calm, you can be able to distract yourself and be away from all those triggers, and those sharp objects and everything that will give you urges to cut yourself, definitely will help and will distract your mind, definitely. So that is tip number 3. And tip number 4 is try to identify the feeling that makes you want to self-harm, because if you know when you're getting that feeling that you want to self-harm and it's all getting too much, most people will self-harm and then they won't really deal with the actual feeling or emotion that they're experiencing. So if you start to find that feeling, it could be anger, for example, you could be angry at somebody or yourself for doing something, or you could feel guilty or ashamed of yourself, or you could just be really, really depressed and maybe you don't know why, or maybe you do, but you know, that feeling hasn't really been dealt with if you're self-harming. So it's best to address that feeling and to deal with that feeling, because if you're self-harming, then you're not really dealing with it, you're just sort of pushing it away and letting the self-harm take over. But, you know, it's your body, and you should be, you know, the person who controls your body. You know, it should be you, not some demon inside your head telling you what to do all the time, you know? So definitely try to identify that feeling of whatever it may be, and then try to deal with that feeling in a healthy way rather than expressing it through self-harm. Try to write it down in a journal or a diary just to express how you feel. Maybe talk to somebody or phone somebody, you know. There's so many self-help things on the internet that can help you. You could message somebody else. I mean, there's so many people on YouTube that deal with these things and have dealt with these things, and, you know, they know what to do. And I mean, like me personally, you know, I have recovered from self-harm, so if you guys do want to talk to me about it, then don't hesitate at all, because I can definitely try to help you as best I can. But yeah, I mean, this is just a quick video about how to deal with it, and I really hope I helped you guys. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask anything that you want, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.